Okay, I got the recording going so that way I can share it with everybody else. And let's go ahead and get started. I am Stormy, for those of you guys. I think I've met and know most of you on here, but just in case you don't, I'm a double diamond. I've been with It Works since March of 2015. Like 2 days ago was my 3-year anniversary. Time flies when you're having fun. So I just want to go over, I kind of made some notes. I haven't done a Newbie Zoom in a couple months, but so I kind of reformatted everything, but it's pretty much the same. So I'm kind of hitting the topics that I think are really important. I'm not going to talk a lot about social media just because I know you guys Jamie and Taylor hopped on and did some training with you guys the other night. And then we have like a team-wide Zoom tomorrow. So if y'all have any questions on social media, we can talk about it then. And I'm not going to go really deep into charting because that's what tomorrow's Zoom is about also. So if you have questions about that, like definitely ask me. But if you're wondering why I'm not going too much into detail about that, that's the reason. So the first thing, and I just kind of like wrote down things that I think are important. The first thing I think is, it's like hands down the most important thing in this business is you need to know your why. You need to know like why you joined, and you need to know where you want to go with it. If you don't know that, then it's very hard to stay consistently working in this business because you don't have a boss. You don't have somebody checking in with you. You don't go to an office and clock in. You can put in 15 minutes or you can put in 4 hours a day. It's just depending on, what you want out of it. So, it's super important to know that, and it's got to be bigger than you. It has to be bigger than you. It has to be bigger than like a purse. I'm just saying, because if you hit, let's say it's like a Louis Vuitton, and then you make $1,000 in this business and you go buy it, you don't have anything else to shoot for. So it's important to know that your why, and that's okay to start with. I'm not saying that don't have that, but it's important to know that your why is going to need to change, and it's going to need to evolve as your business grows. Because if it's not, then once you hit that goal, you'll kind of be like, now what? And then it's easy to fade out. So it's just important to know that it's going to change. My why when I started partly is the same, but a lot of my dream board, if I pull up my dream board from my first year, like those things are gone because I hit them. So that's a good thing. But if I was like, okay, well, now that's all I got, I'm done, it would be hard to keep moving forward in the business. So the second thing is, I'm just saying this because I know a lot of us are moms, or, we want to be a mom or whatever. And a lot of times your why is going to be your kiddo. And it's also easy to let your why become your excuse. I can't do this because or I want to quit my job, but I can't do this because of my job. So it's just really important to know that is, that's just a balance, and there's no perfect answer to it. But don't let your why become your excuse. So that's like the thing that I always like to talk about first, because, Ashley Sinclair will say hands down, that's the most important thing you need to know. So, and like I said, you guys use the chat if y'all have any questions, or just kind of wave at me or unmute yourself. The second thing is I want to talk about eSuite just a little bit. And eSuite, you just need to know kind of what it is right now. You don't need to go, explore like every report. Okay. I don't even know every report. I don't even use every report in eSuite. Like I use probably like 6 regularly per month. And then after that, like it's not my thing. Like Jamie and Jen reports are like their thing. They like chart on Excel and all that stuff. That's not my thing. But you need to know why eSuite's, and Jamie's like, yep, here I am. You need to know why it's important. It has your reports on it, like I said. So that's where you're going to be able to know if you're commission qualified. That's where you're going to be able to know if your people are commission qualified. That's where you're going to be able to see what your customers are ordering, if they stopped their order, if they've changed their order, if they have perk points. Sorry, I'm kind of just going off this. If you have new enrollments, if you want to enroll somebody through your system, if you have your DT, or DT or loyal customers, if you need their ID, just so many things. Okay. So I always tell people, like, you can turn it off because it's the $20, but $20 is getting you, it's getting your marketing, it's getting your materials, it's getting your training, it's getting reports. You're seeing how much you're making every month, documents. I mean, it's kind of hard to run your business without eSuite. And I can say that because I don't keep Jared's eSuite on. And when I log on to his every time, I'm like, dang it, I can't do anything. So that's kind of eSuite. I don't want you guys to stress about learning everything about eSuite right now. Like I said, I still don't know everything about it, but just kind of hit the high points. You need to know, get in and play with it for 20 minutes or so. You'll figure it out as you go. That's what I did. So navigation, of course, the little icons are at the top, and it's really easy to see, like documents. Okay, what do I need? If I need, a Ruby chart, it's probably going to be in documents. If I need to do customer service, it says customer service. It's pretty user friendly. So like I said, I'm not going to go too in detail about that. Third thing is, if you have not done your training on eSuite or on the new DT launch page, you need to do that pretty quickly, because you're not going to know a whole lot about what I'm talking about if you haven't done it. Like, you're going to be like, I don't know what she's talking about. This is not ringing a bell. Make sure you go through and you do that on Tammy's page, the new distributor launch page, and then make sure you go through and do your eSuite training. And again, on eSuite, it's under training, and it's kind of cool because they just redid it this summer. And basically, as you promote through levels, it unlocks more training. So it's kind of like a video game, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I don't really play video games, but that's kind of like in my mind what I think of is, like, when you hit Ruby, they think, okay, like, you need a little bit more, now let's give them like this training because, their team is growing. And then you hit Emerald and da-da-da-da. So I thought that was pretty cool because they revamped the training because it was kind of, it wasn't that exciting. So it's a lot better now. So go through and do that. This next one, staying plugged in. This is huge. So I have like a ton of stuff written down on this. And I'm trying to stay on topic. Sorry. So first of all, you need to be on the team pages. So and just jot down notes if you need, and then come back afterwards. Like, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, message me or your upline. Massive Belief, Massive Action is Ashley Sinclair's page, and Team Conquer is Tammy's page. So Ashley Sinclair is our ambassador upline. She is a top, I don't know where she was this year. She's a top 20 income earner. Like, how is this? I don't even remember. But so she has a page for all of us, and then Tammy has a page for us. They both have awesome resources. They have files on them. They have photo albums. They, those two post to their page quite frequently. A lot of times other leaders will post to their page. So, hey, I'm sending this message and it's working. Or, hey, here's a video that I found super helpful from another ambassador diamond. Or, here's what I'm doing today to work my business. Just a lot of things that if you're not seeing that, it's not going to help your business as much if you're on them. So make sure your notifications on those pages are on. And it's not too bad because, you're not going to get billions of notifications a day. You're going to get like, oh, Ashley posted a Massive Belief, Massive Action, or, oh, Tammy posted it. So just make sure your notifications are on. So that way, you know what's happening in those pages, or being a part of the pages really, you won't get much out of it. But they do have files and photo albums. So for a lot of you newbies, y'all don't have like an entire line of products. And I don't even have the entire line of products. I only keep what I use. That way you can pull pictures from that if you want to make a post about something. Let's see. Notifications on. Team chats. So y'all only have this one team chat, obviously. But just make sure, I know sometimes that the notifications can get overwhelming. I personally leave my notifications on because I don't want to miss anything. But if they're overwhelming to you, turn them off, turn the notifications off. And then when you have time, like, go in at lunch and check, try to keep up, or go in at, at the end of the day and check. But it is easy for things to get lost, but a lot of important information happens in there because it would be impossible for me to text you guys all something. It would take like an hour and a half of my day if every time I wanted to tell y'all something, I had to like go through and individually message or text you guys. So, like I said, I know it can be a little bit overwhelming, but we put a lot of good info in there. messages, Zoom information, self-development stuff, wording, helpful wording. Another thing is like, I'll just use like Monica, Jen's been out of pocket for a day or two, in and out because of her dad. Monica can hop in that chat at any time and ask a question or send a screenshot of a conversation she has going, and any one of us can help. Okay. Now me, I check in about every 45 minutes is what I try to do. Every class period, I try to check in on the 5-minute bell period. But if I don't see it and Ashley does, Ashley's going to pop in and she knows the answer and she's going to help anybody out. So it's just kind of a good place to go if you need anything. And then staying plugged in, that also kind of encompasses like Zooms, which like this is a Zoom. I try to do a team-wide Zoom at least once a month. Sometimes in promotion season, I go to doing 2, which I would consider this promotion season. So I'm going to probably do them every 2 weeks right now. YouTube trainings, if you see something come across, like there's one on March 7th of a girl who went Emerald in like, I don't know, 10 days or something crazy. Those things are staying plugged in. That's self-development, power hours. Candace and Jamie like to run power hours, and just getting on and there's something about sitting in front of a computer with a bunch of women working, and they're all messaging and you're messaging, and it's a lot easier not to like turn the TV on, go start laundry, go pack your kids lunch the next day. It's just you sit down and you focus for 1 hour, and you'd be surprised how much you can get done. Like people think that, Ambassador Diamonds work this business in like 9 hours a day, and they really don't. Like 4 to 6 hours is the most that the top of the top are working. So if you're shooting for Ruby or Emerald right now, 30 minutes to 45 minutes, that's all you need a day. I went diamond working like literally while I was pumping every day, which was like 20 minutes times 3 a day. Like that's all I did. And for the first year, and it took me to diamond. So really it took me to double diamond. After that's when I started picking up my work a little bit more, but, so staying plugged into those. And then kind of like circling back is the team pages and the team chats are how you're going to know when these are happening. So if you're not checking in on the team pages, you're not checking in on the team chats, you're going to have no idea that we're doing a Zoom with Tiffany Pfeiffer next Tuesday, who's been a top enroller in the company for 6 months straight. Okay. You're going to have no idea about that because you're not checking in on those. And then another thing staying plugged in is with your upline. Like you have to stay in their back pocket. I know that sounds kind of weird, but, for me, like I want like Jamie, I'll use Jamie and Ashley. They're both really, and I don't know who somebody else is on, and I don't know who it is. So it could be somebody of mine, but, I consider these two mine, kind of like I've adopted them, and, like they're in my inbox all the time. And I like that. Like you're never going to bother your upline. You have to realize that they want you right there, because for me, I don't want to ever ignore any of my DTs, and I don't want them to think that. But, I work 12 hours a day. We have kids, we have full-time jobs, we have husbands and all that stuff. And so it's hard for me to mentally remember to check in with like 40 people a day. But I know that they are working when they're in my inbox. Like, hey, I just got this girl. What do I say? Hey, what would you do with this? Hey, let's do this event, all that stuff. So stay plugged in with your upline, because they also can really help you with like wording and, learning how to talk to your potentials. The first, 15 customers I signed, every time somebody would message me, I'd be like, all right, Tammy, this is what she said. What do you want me to say now? And Tammy would like type up a response and be like, say this. And it sounds crazy, but that's how I learned how to talk to people. And I don't mean that in like a cheesy car salesman kind of way, but there were times when I would get so excited that people wanted to talk to me about the wraps that I would be like word vomiting. Like I would like send this to them, okay, or something. And I'm sure they'd get out and be like, oh my God, I just wanted to know what this thing did and how much it costs. And she just sent me the whole FAQ on the product. So it's important to know how to talk. Like, don't answer these questions that haven't been asked, and follow up with a question, and, to keep it pinging. So, but again, that's things you're only going to learn if you're working with somebody who's been doing it for a decent amount of time. And even if like Natasha, your new girl, if you're like neither one of us know, then go to Taylor. Taylor knows, it's okay to kind of like go up a few levels if you're brand new. That's totally okay. And you're never bugging anybody. And the last thing is events. It's really important to try to get to events. There's an event page that you can figure out like when things are happening. And a lot of times if they're in our areas or in areas I know we have DTs in, I'll try to put them in the chats, or Tammy will put them in the page. But the events, there's like two sayings that I really like with the events. And by the way, if I like Jamie or if you, Jackie, or any of y'all want to like Ashley, if any of y'all want to pop in and say anything, please feel free to unmute yourself and say something. I actually like that because I feel like I'm talking to myself the whole time, but that's okay. The events, people say you got to show up to go up, and that's so true. But my second favorite thing is that, a lot of people say is if you're having a good day, the event needs you. And if you're having a bad day, you need the event. Because again, there's nothing like conference. That's the big one. You can't explain it. It's like, you're like, did they put something in the air and like you all breathe it and then you walk out and you feel weird? Like, I know that sounds crazy, but like, I think I cry more at conference every year than I cry like, the whole year total. And you just get emotional, and there's just something about sitting in a room full of people who want the same things as you, and they're using the same vehicle to get them. Jamie's laughing because there's a lot of tears at conference, Jack. Yeah.
No, and I'm laughing because you're talking about conference and I literally got the chills.
Yeah.
Like,
it's just cool.
Being surrounded by that many like-minded people that are chasing their dreams, and how amazing and awesome this company is and how much they want success for all of us is like unreal. It's undescribable. Like Stormy said, it's like, did they put something in the air? Did they drug all our water? Like, what is really going on? But it's awesome. And it's something that like, you've got to get to conference. You've got to get to an event. I will 100% agree with that.
Yeah. And I mean, even if, conference only happens once a year, it's the big one, but like they're doing something really cool with boot camps this year. I mean, green carpet, and they're spreading it out to where basically, there's 4 throughout the year. Normally green carpet is also kind of like conference. It's in Florida, you have to really financially plan. Some people do to get to like, the plane ticket and the hotel and all that stuff. And we have, we have a conference in Dallas this year. I'm so agitated because it's literally the only weekend of the whole entire year that I can't go because I have to state gymnastics meet. Like my first job is that, and I'm going to have athletes at that meet. So obviously I can't go, but I think it's really cool that they're doing that. And there's One Team, One Missions, and there's many boot camps, and it's a good thing. I mean, I've heard Ashley Sinclair at a One Team, One Mission, I don't even know how many times, like 10 times. Easily. I could tell her jokes for her. I can finish stories for her. And, partly it's because we are friends and I know these stories, but partly it's because I've heard her give it so many times. But I will always keep showing up because it fills me up. Like it gives me what I need in the business. Because it's just hard to do it on your own, you guys. It's really hard to not surround yourself with women who want the same thing as you. So, okay, I'll get off my staying plugged in, but it's very important to stay plugged in. Let's talk about, this is like my personal favorite thing is organization. And it's kind of weird because I'm like, my house is never clean, but I'm like very organized. It's very strange. Like, my planner is totally organized, like by colors, but like my room, I have like 4 weeks of clothes sitting on the end of my bed. It's a weird thing. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like this very weird mixture of people. So first thing is save your loyal customer website on Safari. It's just, and have it like as a quick link so that you have it to send, but you also have it to reference back to if somebody's like, hey, how much is the cleanse? And you're like, oh, I don't know. Hold it. You have it right there. Boom. You can go look at it. Now through your website, you can't see retail pricing. You have to go to like the actual It Works website and click shop and all that stuff. But definitely have that saved so that you have it as a quick link to send or to reference for you. I would also I would say do the same with your eSuite. That way you can reference it quick and log in and, give somebody something else they need. So those 2 things, go ahead and save those and have them bookmarked. And then organizing your notes and your photo albums. Like this is something that if you hear nothing else I'm saying, listen to me on this, because again, a lot of y'all, like we all have probably 10,000 pictures on our phone. I'm just guessing. I have like 14,000, and 72 of the will be the same picture of my kid in an outfit, but I just never go back and delete them. So it's ridiculous. But I did not organize my photos when I started, and I did not organize my notes. And it was like, I've spent several plane rides just doing it. Me and Tammy just doing it. We went like on 3 trips in a row, like Puerto Vallarta, the cruise, and like, I don't even remember, but we literally were like, every plane ride, we're organizing our notes and doing our photo albums. And it's been like a game changer for me. So again, I'll send screenshots of what my notes look like, but save everything that you're seeing us put in those chats. Save if Val posts something on the team page about wording, like how to flip a DT or how to flip an LC to a DT, save that and then title it so that you know what you're looking for. So for me, I have like different folders. I'm kind of looking, I have different folders in my notes. So there, I have 30-minute tasks a day, BOGO posts and messages, contests, current LC messages. And then I have products, energy, essential oils, greens, hair, skin, and nails. I mean, I have it all. Like launching a new DT. I have so much. I even power hour ideas, all that stuff. So then I go in and I'm like, okay, what does this fall under? Okay, that falls under, business posts or whatever. I see something that somebody likes. Jamie posts something I like. I go in, I'll copy it, edit it to where it fits me and it's not going to throw off out anybody's algorithm. And then I'll go in and save that to my notes so that one day when I'm ready to post it, I have it. But like I said, I was doing all that stuff, but I wasn't organizing it. And it was taking me like 45 minutes to find that greens post I liked. It was ridiculous. So if you hear nothing else, do that. And then I have my photos organized. And again, my way is not like the end all be all, but it's what works for me. So just find what works for you. But my photos, let me find them. I have like my Instagram stock photos. So if I see something on Pinterest I like, and I'm just trying to do like a pretty picture with the computer, a coffee or whatever. I have my Instagram and Facebook story. So that's stuff that I've tried to save, like basically it's telling my story over and over again in those stories. I save them and then just do them every couple of, like week or so. Post ideas. If I screenshot a post, I put it in that folder. Before and afters, stuff like that. I mean, I don't have those as crazy organized, but I do have them organized. So that is, like I said, if you hear nothing else, start off organized. Don't go a year and a half like I did and then try to catch up. It's awful. It'll change your life, but it's awful. Okay. So save everything. I talked about that. So posts you see and you like, edit them. Messages you send. Like if you send a message and it's working, save it, because I go back and I read messages that I sent and I'm like, man, that was really good. Why haven't I been using that? I used it like 10 months ago. Why am I not using that anymore? Anything we put in the chat, free reign, any product descriptions. I started doing that too. So you're going to have probably, if you stay in this business long enough, you're going to explain what a loyal customer is approximately 9,000 times. All right. So get the wording that you like and it's working the best for you, and save it. So when somebody says, no, tell me more about the loyal customer program, I'm like, okay. And I go and I copy and paste and I send. If somebody says, no, tell me what I'd be doing as a distributor, tell me more. Copy, paste, send. I already have it done. I'm not going to type it up. Because again, you're going to be if you're doing things the right way and you're sending the messages and you're getting the word out there, you're going to be saying these things over and over again. Save yourself time and sanity. Same thing with like greens, the wrap, the energy drink. Anytime you type a product description up to somebody and you're like, man, that was good, save it and put it in your notes under that product description so that you don't have to do it 100 more times. So that's things that I would recommend definitely. And if you wanted me to send a picture to you of my notes, I will definitely do that. Another thing of organization for me is like, you need a calendar. You need a calendar for follow-ups. Like last week I had a girl who was like, okay, I get paid on Friday. Can you contact me then? Yes. wrote her name down on Friday for the cleanse. Boom. And Friday, she got a message from me. And then also what I like to do sometimes is I like to write down, I try to do 3 posts a day. I try to do a product, a business, and a lifestyle post. So, like my kid, a funny quote, at least something else. And when I do the product post, I like to write on my calendar what product I did on what day so that I can make sure I'm hitting them all. Does that make sense? Like I'm not posting about greens every 3 days, or, I don't back-to-back post about the cleanse or whatever. Or something else I've done is I've gotten a catalog and like stuck it in my calendar, and I've just X'd out products as I went. Like, okay, I posted about the peel yesterday. Boom, I'm going to go to hair, skin, and nails today, because it's easy to get stuck posting about the same 5 products if they're your favorite. Because that's what I was doing. I was like hair, skin, and nails like all day long because I was getting loyal customers, but then nobody knew about any of our other products. And then you need to have a hundreds list, whether that's, a Google Doc, whether that's an Excel sheet, whether that's like a notebook like this, whatever it is, you need to have a hundreds list so that you can track who you're talking to, who you want to talk to, and then what they're saying, like if they're telling you to follow up, if they're telling you, yeah, there you go, Ashley's got hers. I'm just recently trying to go over to the more technology side because I had hundreds lists like all over the place, like tonight I had to scour 3 notebooks to find my Newbie Zoom notes because I am very much a pen and paper person. But, I finally joined the 20th century and put it on Google Docs, and it's nice because I can have it with me wherever I go. But I only like to edit it on my computer because I feel like an old person like trying to type in what they told me. So like the other day I was like, I need my computer. My husband's like, no, you can do it from your phone. I'm like, no, I can only edit from my computer. I can just see it from my phone. But that is nice because if you're somewhere where you have like 25 messages or 25 minutes to send messages, pull up your phone, go through your hundreds list, and boom, you have it right there. And then lastly is, and this I could go on and on about, but I'm not going to, is a plan on how to work your business in the time you have. So I don't know what kind of time you all have because everybody's job is different. And, I have off periods as a teacher and I have lunch. And so that looks different than what the time Jackie has as a stay-at-home mom, or, the time that Heather, whatever, it's all different. So you have to have a plan, or you will get stuck scrolling Facebook or Instagram or whatever it is. So when I started, I did what's called the rule of 3, and it's very basic. It's on the Team Legendary or Team Conquer page, but it was like, I messaged 3 new people a day. I followed up with 3 people, and this was for loyal customer and distributor, not one or the other. I checked in with 3 of my current loyal customers. I checked in with 3 of my current DTs. I encouraged 3 people on my team, and I was grateful for 3 things. And then at the bottom, there was like a little to-do list. It was like, make your posts, do your self-development, and boom, boom, boom. And that's what I did. And I would fill it out the night before. And then when my pumping time came, I'd pick out my phone and I'd have that, and I knew exactly who I was going to message. So, and I went diamond doing that, y'all. Like 3 people a day doesn't sound crazy, but if you make 3 new contacts a day for distributors times, even if you do it only on weekdays, that's 15 a week. That's, 60 a month. I mean, you're going to start getting people to say yes. And then, but even if that doesn't work for you, you've got to just come up with some system that works for you. There's some non-negotiables in this business that you have to do every day, and you got to have a system to track those. Does anybody want to add on that? Because I think it's super important to have a system. So if you have a system that's working, or, something you want to say to that, definitely help us out here. Jamie's talking, but she's on mute.
My bad.
I'm like, Jamie, supposed to read her lips. Okay.
So what I'll say is, yes, everybody's work looks totally different and everybody's availability looks totally different. And in the beginning, that system is kind of hard to find. So as our team offers up product trainings and working Zooms, like Stormy mentioned that Candance and I do a couple of working Zooms, hop on those, because those will give you intentional tasks to work your business. So if you're like, I don't even know where to start there, because we do know where to start, and we will give you tasks to income producing tasks basically, and help you find, and you're like, oh, okay, that really worked for me, that didn't so much work for me, and then you can define your system. So take advantage of those kind of things. And when in doubt, if you're like, I don't know where to start or what to do, ask in the chat. That's what we're here for. We can give you stuff to work on. So, and then earlier, Stormy, you mentioned too that if you were talking about if somebody needed to reach out for an answer and your direct upline was unavailable, I can't shadow her saying, reach out to a sideline sister, reach up 2 levels or whatever. I can't say that loud enough because we are all here together. That is something that's pretty unique to our team. But it's really awesome. Not all teams will tell you that you can reach out to somebody that's not like on your direct leg or whatever. But our team, we are here. We're one team, one mission. We're all here for each other. We're all cheering each other on. And if you feel comfortable reaching out to me and you are Jen's personally enrolled or you are somebody else's personally enrolled, reach out. I'm here. I do have a full-time job also, like Stormy, but I do my best to check the chats and to check my messenger to make sure there's nothing on fire or that needs immediate attention. So yeah, just use your tools and let us help you. That's what we're here for. So.
Yeah. And again, like Jamie said, if you're having a hard time getting started, I cannot stress enough how good the rule of 3 is. It's so stinking simple. Like it's so simple. And it's on the files on Team Conquer, and it says Rule of 3 contest. And I think it says contest because we did a contest with it one time, but I mean, print a couple of those out and go to town. I mean, I printed one out every day for the month from January to March when I promoted to Diamond and Double Diamond. And that's like what I did. That was it. Like sometimes my 3 new contacts would have like 6 through 9 over here, and then 9 through 10 through 12. And I was doing more than 3, but that was just on the days that I could, and I would get so excited that I was like, well, I got like 50 people to follow up with and I'm going to do it. Okay. So organization, big time. And then I just have like 2 more things. So PBV, BV, GV, I think, these are in the training videos, but they can get a little bit confusing. So business volume is attached to each product. So every product has a business volume. And then personal business volume is anything directly under you. So that's anything you order, that's your auto ship, anything you order outside of your auto ship, and that's any loyal customers that are directly under you, which if you don't have any distributors, they're all going to be directly under you for right now. And then your gross volume, GV, is everything total. So like my personal business volume last month was like 180. My gross business volume is everything underneath me. So that's everybody's orders. So that number is, considerably different than my little personal business orders. That's my loyal customers and my auto ship. So if you get confused about those, definitely ask. But, and then the other thing is, commission qualified. I think everybody knows that, like how to do that probably, but just a quick touch on it. This is how I explain it to people when they're asking what's required of them as a distributor. And that is, you can either run an 80 BV auto ship and you're automatically commission qualified every single month, or you can have 150 in personal business volume, which is, let's say you have 5 customers on hair, skin, and nails. There's your 150. Or third example is, let's say you have 4 customers on hair, skin, and nails. That's 120. And you order greens for yourself on your auto ship. There's your 150 because your auto ship also goes towards your PBV. So usually the auto ship makes sense, and the customer orders make sense. When you combine them together, that's where people get a little bit fuzzy. So if you have questions, ask, because we don't want you to miss a paycheck over, something small. And then, just a reminder, it starts over every month. It's just like, this makes me laugh. But there's never probably anytime we have like a really big influx, I'll get messages. They're like, oh my God, I had like 900 GV and I don't know, because it's at 0 now. What the heck happened? And I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. It resets every month. Mine's at 0 too. It's a little scary to look at it at 0, but as your customers, because like you sign a loyal on the 5th, and then theirs auto ship doesn't run till the 5th. You sign one on the 10th, theirs doesn't run till the 10th. So it will climb back up there if you're doing what you need to do, but it will reset on the 1st. So don't freak out. It's going to come back, I promise. And then lastly is, and this has nothing to do with the BV, but I want to make sure that everybody knows what the steps to success is. And that's kind of like the roadmap that our company has laid out for us and they say, you know, if you, this is what you need to do in this business to be successful. And this is what you need to keep teaching to be successful. And I say that, and don't think that if you don't hit it every month, you're not going to be successful, because I've had months that I did not hit it last month. Okay. I've had months that I've done it 3 times. And then I've had months where I've done it none, or like not none, but I haven't done it. So don't take that. Like, don't, if your first month, if you don't hit your steps to success, be like, this isn't for me. I quit. I can't do it. Because that's not the case. But it's 3 distributors and 4 loyal customers a month. So 3 distributors, 4 loyal customers. I tell people average that out. That's like 1 a week for loyal customers, you know, and about 1 every 10 days for a distributor. Here's the thing. If you don't hit it again, but you got 1 distributor in the computer and they sign 1 distributor and then those 2 sign 1, think about that. The math on that was crazy when Cammie did it at conference. So the power of 1 is very, very huge too. But I run a Steps to Success contest every month, and we talk a lot about it. So I want y'all to know what it is. Okay. Anybody wants to add? Because I'm about to wrap it up here. I'm going through, I got 1 more thing and that's it. Nope. Okay. All right. So then the last thing is I was kind of looking at this and I was like, I just gave them a ton of information, and I don't want anybody being like, where do I start? What do I, there's a lot of, it's like we were talking about earlier. There's a lot, like when you have kids, there's like a lot of fluff that people tell you need, and you don't really need it all, right? Like you're like, I did not need this wipe warmer. I did not need this. And I'm not saying that some people don't like all the fluff, but there's a lot of things that you get and you don't need. And this business can get overwhelming if you let the fluff kind of take over. So, some non-negotiables, like what do you need to be doing every day? You need to be asking and you need to be sharing. That means messaging and posting. You need to, when you're messaging, you need to be excited. You need to be urgent. You don't need to be scared. Okay. And if you're not confident, you better act like you are. Okay. They don't know, especially if you're on the other side of the phone. They have no clue that you've never even tried the greens. You're just telling them how awesome they are and you can't wait to get yours in, but you don't know yet. Okay. And then so the asking part is huge, because the first like 2 months, 3 months, I don't know, 8 months in the business, I don't even want to talk about how long it was, but, Tammy kept saying, like, you got to reach out to personal, you got to message people, you got to get in their inbox. And I was like, I don't know. Like I signed like 10 loyal customers my first month just by posting. I mean, they're coming to me. I don't really need to be messaging people, like, well, that wears off. Okay. They stop coming to you. It's really cool. They do it first, but they will stop coming. Okay. After, and not always. I mean, I still get people in my inbox, but it's just not as constant, so you have to reach out and ask new people, and that's scary. I know, but the more you do it, the easier it gets. It's like posting. The first post I ever made, I was like, oh my God, probably like took it down 3 times and then reposted it. And I was like, Tammy's going to see that I took it down and but you got to keep doing it and it gets easier. Same thing with messaging. So don't just assume they're going to come to you because you're throwing up an awesome post on Facebook. Only 15% of your followers are seeing that. So, maybe there's somebody in that other 85% that wants those, but they don't know about it because they're not seeing it. And then following up. You got to follow up with those people you're talking to. I'm not going to go into all the statistics, but there was a statistic at conference thrown out that 80% of sales are made on the 5th to 12th follow-up. Okay. I had a girl message me today that I was like, God almighty, I've been talking to you for months. We talk like every Friday when you get paid, and we still like, are you going to do this or are you not? And today she was like, okay, I need to lose 5 pounds. Let's talk about all these things that we've already talked about one more time. And I have her information. I need to put her in the computer after this. But you know what? It was probably like the 8th or 9th time I've talked to her, and she was ready to sign. Okay. But I just kept following up. And then you got to talk in person. You got to open your mouth and share it with people. I'm like the corniest of corny sharers in person. Like I like embarrass myself, but at work, I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't even want to I'm trying to think of some explanations. But I mean, first of all, if you wear gear, I don't have my gear on. I have a Me and You shirt on. But if you wear your gear, people are going to ask. But like, you know, one day there was this girl and I really, really want her on my team, and she joined Monet, and I don't want to talk about it, but she was in my gym and she was doing my routines, like my choreography for my girls. I'm a gymnastics coach. And she was like talking to me, and I was like, kind of ignoring her. And I was like, sorry, what? My phone is like going crazy. Like, I have 3 girls about to earn a $5,000 bonus. What did you say? And she's like, a $5,000 bonus. And I was like, I cannot believe I just said, but it got her talking, you know? Anyways, so we got to talking about the opportunity. I'm corny about it. Like, I'll shake my greens like 1,000 times in front of people until they ask me. I don't even care. Just, you do need to shake them, but you know, so you got to be talking about it. You got to be adding and interacting with your following. The algorithm gets tougher every day. So, you know, you got to be, the friends you have, you got to be interacting with them, and genuinely don't be like cute on every post, you know, like be genuine about it. Cause think about how good it makes us feel too, when somebody talks about how cute our kids are, right? Like, we love that. Or your pet or your selfie is pretty or whatever it is. And then the second thing about adding is this is again, I'm not going to show the Zoom to Tammy, but she already knows that I didn't listen to her a bit in the beginning, but I was not adding new friends. I was like, I have this many friends. Like, I have so many friends I don't need to add right now. But what happens is at some point, you know, you'll run out of your warm market. But if you're constantly adding friends and creating relationships with them, you're going to have a constant flow of warm market. Okay. Instead of like with me, about after 2 years, I was like, I kind of feel like I'm out of my warm market now. Now what? And I felt like I went through this like 4 months where I totally was starting over, because now I was adding people and trying to make these new relationships. And it kind of stalled my business a little bit. So definitely, you know, never stop having that warm market. And then these 3 are kind of just, customer service with your current loyals. It's so much easier. I don't know, I won't say it's so much easier, but it's a lot easier to maintain the loyals that you already have and keep them happy than it is to always be signing up new ones, okay? New ones are exciting and we want to do that, but we don't want to forget about our old ones, because they helped us get where we were at. And also, a lot of my old loyal customers have become distributors. I can think of the top of every single leg I have. I have Courtney, I have Megan, I have Jennifer, and I have Lee is not mine, but Lee was personally enrolled to Tammy. But every single one of the top of my legs, those were loyal customers first. Every single one of them. And I'm sure I could go down through the ranks of other people who are under them. But some of you are probably loyal customers first. And no, Jackie's like, no, not me. But I mean, it's just, you know, they fall in love with the products and then they realize, like, I'll know people. So make sure you're checking in with them. Don't bug them every day. Okay, don't be like, hey, you like your greens? Hey, do you like your greens? But just check in with them. Make sure they, you know, they're happy with it. Maybe they want to add in something else. Make sure you're telling them they have perk points, you know, all these things. And then be a product of the product. And with that being said, like, you don't have to go and put one of everything on your auto ship. I had tried 3 things when I started, and I would try 1 new thing a month is what I did, because my husband was like, you're going to spend more than you're going to make. And I was like, okay. So like, my whole goal in the business at first was just to prove him wrong. Okay. Like, forget I wanted the $500 bonus, but I was like, okay, game on, buddy. So I was like determined to not go and try everything I wanted to, because I wanted to make money so I could show him that I was making money. But definitely, you know, you got to be able to talk about it. Now there's not very much I haven't tried at this point, but like, until 6 months ago, I'd never tried Stretch Mark Cream. But if somebody would message me and ask me, I would tell them that. Like, I was honest. I wasn't like, oh, it's amazing. Oh my God, it got rid of, I don't lie. Don't lie to them. You know, this is what I hear. Everybody loves it because of this. Here's some before and afters. But I have personally not tried it, you know. They're not going to be like, oh, never mind, I don't want it. Okay. But do try to be a product of the product. And then just a couple, self-development. That's my last one. Books, trainings, etc., all that stuff, Zooms, you know, just make sure you're pouring into yourself so you can pour into others. And at first, like I said, that just looks like, you know, maybe you catch a YouTube video, like find a YouTube training video that's good. And if it's 15 minutes long, watch 10 minutes a day. That's it. You know, take notes, learn. So those are kind of like my non-negotiables. And then being intentional and consistent with your time in business. You got to do that every day. You have to, this business is not a slot machine. Like, you don't put in the right quarter and you wake up, a double, triple ambassador diamond. Like, you have to put in the work. It's not hard work, right? I mean, like, it's not hard work at all, being on your phone and talking to your friends and helping people, make these changes in their lives, but you do got to do it. Like, it's work. So those are kind of the non-negotiables that I think. And again, if you want me to send these to you, I will definitely do this. And then, I kind of wrote down like some last minute things, like tips. I was like, what would I wish somebody would have told me in the very beginning? And just a couple of things is just don't let anyone else dictate how your business goes. And when I say that, I mean, you need to prepare yourself that there are going to be people that come in and they have big dreams, and then they leave 3 weeks later, and you cannot let that bring you down, because their why wasn't big enough, but yours is. Or you have to make sure it is. A year into my business, I had 2 emeralds quit on me. And one of them would not outright quit. They were just like, oh, I'm coming back. And for probably 4 months, it might've been 2 years into my business, I don't know, but probably for 4 months, I tried to get them to come back instead of trying to put new people in the computer and bring on new fire. And think about trying to drag 2 people along. Physically, mentally, emotionally, it will slow you down and it will take you backwards with them. So the moment that I blessed and released and said, you know what, if they want to come back and they want this business and they need this business, that's great. But I've got to get my eyes forward on the people who are working and find more people who want this. It was huge for me, and again, that's something I kind of had to learn, because Tammy was telling me to let it go, but I was not listening to her. So just don't let anybody else dictate your mindset or how you work your business, because, in the end, it's your business and it's what you want out of it. So that is something that I say that I wish somebody had told me that. Tammy did tell me that, dang it. So just ignore that part. But, I'm like, ignore that I said that. Okay. And then, don't decide who this business is for. It's not your job to decide that they wouldn't be good at it. It's not your job to decide they don't want the products. It's only your job to ask. That's all you can do. So don't decide who it's for. Just talk to everybody. That's Pam Souter's favorite thing to say, is ask everybody, talk to everybody. And then 2 more things, and I promise I'm done. Work based on what you want and not how you feel. That was a big thing for conference for me, because right now, like, I'm exhausted. It's the busiest time of year for me. I'm pregnant. I have had a really bad attitude about the pregnancy. Like, I'll just go ahead and say that. I am done. I am exhausted. I am tired. I am fat. I'm over it. But I had to kind of get myself out of that mindset and be like, you know what? That doesn't really matter that you feel like this, because that's not going to take you to Presidential Diamond. So now I've done a lot better the last month and a half or month about working on what I want and not how I feel, because I don't feel good all the time. My poor husband, y'all. And then, okay. Oh, no, that wasn't it. I don't know. Hold on. Oh, realize this business is a marathon and not a sprint. Okay. It's definitely okay to come in and understand that. And that's what you need to do, because you're not going to wake up a millionaire like tomorrow. It's not going to happen. Okay. I've been in 3 years, but it took me 1 year to literally bring in the same salary I brought in as a teacher. But imagine if I would have quit 5 months in when it didn't work for me, when I was just a Ruby. Or, again, I've been at Double Diamond for 2 years, y'all. If I would have quit, like, because I was like, well, this is the peak, this is it. I would have missed out again on a whole nother year. I just understand that it's not going to happen overnight. I won't go into that, but you've got to change your mindset and be like, this is what I want. And if it takes me 6 years to become a Presidential Diamond, in 6 years, I'm bringing in 20 grand a month. That's insane. What job will do that for you? It's not a lot. It's teaching. I could go win state every year in a row for the next 30 years, and they're not going to pay me any more. That's the bottom line. So, story of a quitter doesn't inspire money or anyone. I love that too. So just understand that it's not going to happen overnight. Sometimes it feels like, Natasha, I'll use you because I know you've been watching a lot of us on Facebook because you have a lot of us in common, but like a lot of people, they think they watch you on Facebook for all these months or years, and they kind of lose track of how much time you've been doing it. And they're like, I mean, she basically just like woke up a double diamond and she got $50,000 in bonus. And that's not what happened. Almost quit 6 months in. But, so anyways, just understand that if you flip your mindset to being like a lifer and being committed to changing your entire life, not your next 6 months, it will really take your business a lot further than it will if you try to do it overnight. Do y'all have anything to add to that? Jackie's throwing in some mic drops over here on the thing.
I'm going through my conference notes and hitting the highlights of the big ones.
That's like, what I did too on my tips, like my final tips. That's what I did. I went through some of the like quotes that I really liked at conference. Like, the big one for me was working on what you want, not how you feel. That speaks to me right now.
Yeah, I agree.
But if you guys have any questions, I'm going to go ahead. I'll stop the recording. But let me know. Either put them in the chat or just unmute yourself and talk. Sorry.